know what I mean? I saw some farmer doing this a couple months ago, just cleaning the rim and, you know, putting it back on the fifth wheel where it's supposed to be. Got the old, it's got a Mack transmission, the old T2090. It's a 9-speed, you know, not everyone's favorite. Yeah, you don't want to open it up too far. I got a dead lot lizard in there from earlier, so I'm gonna sell the good parts later. And when we go around, we'll see the dash too. We got that. It's got the blue upholstery. I think that's what, like, I don't know if that's level 3 or. I think the highest level is red. Yeah, it's not exactly show clean, but we got that old Mack dash. I like the dash layout better than the Peterbilt's. I mean, Peterbilt's kind of, you know, and yeah, it's not very clean. I kind of just got it out of the field and I haven't really cleaned it up that much, to be honest. Some of the old guys say, what I realized is, some of the old guys said to me, they said, you know, when you like cabovers enough, you got to save a cabover. Simple as that, right? And one day I realized, you know, through, I've been a driver for what, 10 years? A little over a decade, and I don't really like authority anyways. I'm gonna make my own rules, buy a truck, you know, figure it out from there. Obviously plan it, but then it clicked one day. I realized what those old guys said, shit, I'm a cabover guy. I'm gonna save a cabover. Because I was looking at all sorts of conventionals. You know how it goes. When you're a truck enthusiast, there's a lot you like, and especially when you want to have your own machine and equipment, there's probably a lot of things in your head that you got your favorites. Anyways, back to the point. I'd see cabovers over the road, and I'd always just be attracted to them. I'd ask the guys driving them, I'd say, dude, tell me about this. And so, real talk, real practical talk. I lost these PA roads beating the shit out of my old Mack here. I lost my cab mount, one of my pins slipped out the other day, and I tried just like a hammer and chisel to get it back. The pin, it didn't get in. So just quick fix, I had a load to pull, a few miles. I just threw a strap on it to make sure it didn't fucking pop out anymore. I'm gonna get a pull bar or a pry bar on there and get it up. Like, I just, you know, I haven't got to it yet, but gonna get that fucker secured back in. Gotta get the weight of the cab off. This is fucking pretty heavy. Yeah, that's to access the radiator. The knob fucking like broke off on me, and it's got a really unique design. It's really proprietary. I don't know. I just didn't have time to fuck with it, so I just threw some rubber bands on it. I mean, that's trucking, right? That's what they say. All sorts of shit you just gotta like fix on the spot.
So you were telling me about storage.
Oh yeah, so we were looking at the engine earlier. So some of you guys have noticed, you know, I got a bunch, I might have mentioned it earlier, but we were looking at the engine and everything. Even though we can't lift the cab because I'm having my jack rebuilt down the road right now. So I'm from Seattle, and I bought this truck in Illinois like a year ago, and I've just been working it slow, breaking it in, fixing shit, trying to make as much money as I can per mile. And I realized that with all the gear, all the oil and spare parts, because tools, and from my company driver days, one of my luggage storage compartments doesn't open, which really fucked things up. I could have used that. So basically I use the back for storage. I got some tarps, and I'm just storing stuff back here because there ain't any room inside. And the room I got, I don't want a bunch of shit rolling around. It's just not practical. So if anyone wants, you know, they're like, ah, what a mess. I don't give a shit. It's hard being 3,000 miles from home, working, fixing shit, and doing the work, driving, and trying not to kill people and dealing with all these idiots on the fucking road these days. Anyways, what I'm
gonna try backing up further. Yep.
So anyways, we were just talking about the pogo on this thing, and there are a lot, I guess, you know, when trucks have a certain amount of stretch to them. But one of the things I'm proudest of, to be honest, where I thought of this, those extension, those springs, extenders for the airlines, I rigged those onto the pogo, I mean, everyone, you see them on all sorts of trucks. Those, I guess they're just like slinky spring type. I don't know, there's probably a correct term for them that I can't think of right now because I haven't even talked about those in months. But I found them on the internet, got them for like, $12 or whatever off eBay. And yeah, I got my airlines all fucking wrapped up on them. And yeah, I got a bunch of spare wire wraps that I've collected. I'm a collector. Like I keep those for the trailers. If the doors are shitty, they don't latch well when you open them. So I got a bunch of those wires, metal wires that I have for if I need them. I just fucking wrap them on there. It looks like something from Hellraiser, like that Pinhead would have when he's torturing people. Anyways, got a little horror reference in there for those horror movie fans. But anyways, yeah, that's what's up. And we'll come back, and why don't we go back and, I don't know, we'll get back to the rear end. Let's talk about the rear ends really quick. We don't even have to look at them, but I just want to talk about how earlier I was mentioning the carrier bearing, and when I drained the rear end because the breather was broken, the cap was broken off. So we replaced the breather, but found out I got this machine to take care of it. I wanted a machine, especially, I like Cabover, so I got a Cabover because they're badass, and not everyone likes them, but anyways, that's besides the point. The point is that I got the machine to take care of it. So I had a whole rear end day where I wanted to have some pros help me out. Took it into a shop where I was in Ohio, and we looked up differentials, just basic shit. I didn't have the right tools to get. They have there's a weird fill cap on these old Mack rear ends, and it was fucking on there really hard too. And anyways, I just want to make sure oil wasn't shitty, and that it was, because I noticed it was leaking. I just wanted to, when you get an old machine, they leak. All sorts of these. There's so many components to these trucks. The fucking compressor leaks. My air dryer's not perfect, but damn it, it's still working, and I'm milking that baby, all of it. And anyways, I took it to a shop, and they had all these things that were like, this leaks, and this leaks, and this. Yeah, well, cool. That's $100,000 worth of repairs that are impractical. Because, anyways, I was looking at the rear ends, and we drained the oil because it was contaminated in the last one. Put in new oil, thick ass weight, 80 weight, and a little piece of carrier bearing fell out. They were like, oh, your carrier bearings might fall apart. And they were like, well, here's the deal. They could fall apart 100,000 miles from now, or 100 miles down the road, just 100 miles, or fucking 1 mile down the road. It's it's up to you. They could, because people say Mack rear ends are 1,000,000 mile rear ends. Now I can't remember the exact. I don't, they're like it's the 93 model rear end. It's like the CR93, something like that. Anyone that knows Mack rear ends will know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's one of those, that model rear end, something along those lines. But anyways, I decided not to replace. I didn't have the $5,000 at the time. I mean, I guess if that's embarrassing or whatever. I didn't have I was fixing other things to keep me making money, and replacing a hypothetically problematic rear end wasn't that important. I was willing to feel it out, see how it went. Anyways, still rolling, 25,000 miles later, and so I'm just talking about the rear ends because in case any of you guys run into that, and a carrier bearing, little tiny piece of a carrier bearing coming out, like if you change the oil, they might tell you need to instantly replace everything, or you can you can not do that and see how it goes. Obviously, replacing it would be nice, but whatever. I'm just saying that 25,000 miles later, and they haven't locked up, because that's what happens, I guess, is when your carrier bearing falls apart, all the bearings are rolling around, they fucking lock up in place wherever you are, and they take a shit, boom, you lock up and they don't move, and you're fucked. But anyways, they're still rolling. So yeah, it's not it's not a double frame, it's a single frame, or and I'm lucked out. I can't wait to fucking get enough spare time and kind of not being a truck stop all the time. Or, I mean, I'm grateful to have somewhere to park, period. But when I have get back to Seattle and I have some fucking time on my hands, I can't wait to just relax, sand it down, throw some primer on, because there isn't really anything corrosive on here. And I just want to preserve the steel the way it is. And any of you tire geeks, and yeah, oh yeah, to get this thing road ready, it sat for 8 years out in the field in Illinois. So as you can imagine, the brake pads were stuck to the drums. So, you know, new drums, new pads, new S-cams, new slack adjusters, whole new brake system. I went with the Michelin. I mean, any of you tire geeks, I mean, I really like, this is the Michelin, it's the X Multi drive, but I really like the X Multi Energy drive. I think it's, I mean, this open shoulder is pretty open. It's like fucking off-road butting tires on here. You know, it is weird. But I wanted to have good traction, period. But yeah, the X Multi Energy is like closed, but it's got amazing deep sipes. And it's like the XDN2, but like fucking more evolved. I think they're the baddest tread pattern there is. But anyways, move around. I got a Holland fifth wheel. Yeah, we got stud. Unfortunately, we're rolling with stud. We got stud style hubs on here and steel rims. Yeah, it'd be great to have some nice shiny aluminum, but what are you gonna do? It wasn't when I put my money into. It took everything to. And yeah, I got. But anyways, besides the point, we got some big old Mack, like 120 gallon. I mean, they're not that big. 120 gallon fuel tanks or whatever. They aren't huge. But old. I don't know. Those air tanks are pretty big though. I think. Wet tanks. One on each side. Yeah, and you guys can see my steer tires. We're not gonna zoom in. Everyone can see, but my steer, they're a little worn. I kind of need a better alignment. My steer tire's a little worn, so none of you guys, they're still making money though and earning. And I replaced them recently, anyways. But yeah, get a load of those mirrors, by the way. Yeah, you like that old Mack dog up on there. Gotta love that. And this suspension sits pretty high. Yeah, that's in there. We got those fucking fuel injectors. One of them was slobbering a little bit every now and then, but that's what they say about Mack. I mean, I might be BS, but guys that are driven old Macks, they say that a lot of times if certain little components are giving you shit, every now and then they kind of clear themselves out. So like I said, I had an injector slobbering a little bit. Well, when I first changed the fuel filters on here, well, the second time, I lost prime actually. So I lost prime and it died right after starting it and replacing the filters. And there was air caught in the lines, so I had to fucking bleed old school style, fucking bleed the lines. They were squirting, got that air out. But yeah. Oh, by the way, this is where the hydraulic cylinder goes. Right on there on the other side. I left the other one on because it wasn't leaking, but the hydraulic cylinder goes right on here, and it attaches in there. Man, it's not. Anyways, getting in here, it's not as. I remember it's kind of more accessible than. I had someone out. I had it at a shop at the time. I had a shop guy do it because I was. But long story. Would you guys believe with this amount of space, by the way, anyone watching, this amount of space under the suspension in the wheel well, so I had an alternator belt slip off. I have an old style alternator, which you can't see right here, really, but it's manual adjusting style. You have to manually adjust it. It doesn't have an automatic tightener or tensioner. So when it wasn't tension, and one of my fucking belts, I didn't notice it, but it was slipping a little bit, and it fucking nicked it was nicking the fan belt, and the fan belt got it enough times where it broke. So I noticed it because I stop regularly and look at all my shit all the time, just because that's the kind of person I am. Yeah, I had one. Anyways, it was a thing. My cab jack was broken, and that was before it was broken, and then it worked again, and then it broke, and then it completely broke. But anyways, I was down in Florida, and I was like, shit, man, I only have one alternator belt. This is not responsible, because I have two belts in there. Can you see them in there? They're right in. This is the other side's easier to. Yeah, man, you fucking can't see those alternator. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But the other side's better. It's funny how that is, right? But I got two VCOG belts on the pulley system, and I gotta fucking study up on my notes because I ran the VIN, and this VIN has two different fucking style alternator belts. It's a big difference, obviously, when it's gotta be. It doesn't matter. The point is that there was a small enough mechanic, and I turned these fucking tires because I was like, well, how am I gonna replace my belts if my cab jack is fucking broken? And I couldn't find anyone to help me with replacing the cylinder or the bottle jack. It's hard. I mean, yeah, it'd be great if some of these badass like farm boys and shit. They're out there replacing their pump jacks, you know, in their barns or whatever. I mean, I don't really have a lot of. I'm a little out of my element out here on the road, so it was hard to find a professional place to rebuild it for me. My point is that when I was down in Florida, get a little of this, Eric. There was a mechanic, and he said if you turn your fucking wheels enough, I can get in here. And he fucking got in this wheel well and restrung the fucking fan belt right in here. He restrung it on the other side. By the way, there's more room to reach it on the other side. We should probably be over there. But yeah, he fucking, and it's a 3 pulley system. He wrapped the belt. Yeah, around the fan and the water pump and the alternator. 3 VCOG, the VCOG style. I know your truck, Eric, has the not the VCOG on your Detroit 60, which I like. It's funny to see. I don't know. It's just so interesting. But yeah. Enough of that. And yeah, guys, now that we've zoomed in, you can see how fucking worn and unaligned my steer tires are. But they're still good. I'm still gonna get I don't know, shit, I probably got 1,000 miles. Hey, I'm not gonna real talk. I mean, maybe this is because I'm a sleazy ass fucking, you know, driving at night trucker or whatever. But I've had my steer tires get down to the fucking steel mesh before. And this is because this thing, I don't know, that's when you change them. I mean, I sound like a reckless piece of shit, and I did change them right when that happened. But I'm just saying that as long as I'm not seeing steel mesh, I'm not really worried about it. And shit, I've had nails in these fuckers before, like 2 nails. And you know how it is. It's like, well, they could either pop, or they could go flat, or not go flat. And you can't. So I left the nails in, and they fucking didn't go flat. So any of you guys out there with nails in your shit, you can take a chance. Yeah, there's a chance that they won't go flat. Just saying. By the way,
looks like you got toe out.
This is actually
because this side
it's
like
been
if this
rotated too.
Oh,
I just recently rotated it.
you swapped on the rim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe you got toe in.
Because this was.
So both of them were worn out more on the inside. Before you rotated it.
No, the outside wears first. The outside wears big time.
Yeah.
I don't know why it got eaten up. I think it's because of peer pressure to drive faster out here in PA. Because I have to be on it's a long story, guys, but I have 464 rear ends, and this truck likes to go fucking. If I'm gonna get good fuel mileage, in a 9-speed, this is embarrassing, but I'm going like 45 miles an hour. Taking it really easy on my engine, fucker's running like 100 degrees.
45
real
on the
cool. Yeah,
45 miles an hour on the interstate.
Well, I don't go on the interstate unless I have to, and I do it for just a few miles for convenience.
So you must know the back roads like
well, I'm not
at a whole
around
different
here.
level.
Well, you're local around here, you know them too, but and I don't go. There's certain areas I can't go, but yeah, I have to do. You have to do your homework when you roll like that.
What do you think drives you? I mean, trucking these days, especially the last couple of years, it's hard enough for any other owner ops out there or even company drivers. I mean, what do you think?
What drives me is
what drives you to drive this old Cabover when you could be like driving for a company in a nice, comfortable truck? Like what?
Okay.
What?
I like that.
You know,
well,
like this is a rough ride with springs and everything. Like, oh my!
Mack suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sitting right above the front axles. Yeah, but it is air ride. I mean, even though the shocks are probably shot and the airbags are fucking.
But seriously, yeah, people are wondering. They're like, what is, you know?
Well, that's a great question. I like that. What it is? Well, I touched on it earlier. The answer is I have issues with authority, and maybe it's being an only child, and maybe the way I was raised, where I kind of had developed an independent personality, like an individual. I developed we're all individuals, but I felt like I was.
Do you think maybe just, you know, driving for a company or being in some truck that needs no work, like maybe for a guy like you, it's maybe too easy?
Exactly. Well, yes.
So maybe you wake up and you want a challenge, a Cabover challenge.
Cabover challenge. And by the way, yeah, you guys can see.
What are you hauling? Oversized loads? I see a light at the top up there.
Yeah, it was.
What's going on with that? It just came with the truck.
Yeah, it was built. No, it used to haul oversized loads.
So I think people are wondering.
Before I had it again. No.
You know, I mean, you know.
Your question. It's simple. Some people. Well, like I said, I don't like to be told what to do a lot. I'm a self-starter, for one. I guess being a self-starter helps because you have the responsibility and the work ethic to be responsible enough to be. Well, we're talking about being an owner-operator. We're not going to go there, but I'm talking running your own DOT and authority. I mean, that's a whole different ball game. What we're talking about here. Well, and as far as I'm not knocking anything. I was a company driver for off and on for 10 years. But I also, like I said, authority, being told what to do by fucking idiots that don't know what they're, you know, obviously what they've never done it. They're telling you what to do and being like poured out basically, like we're just being taken advantage of. And it's, you know, it's being a company driver it's rough. But some people, there's a lot of perks. Having an APU would be great. AC, being able to stand up in your truck. The new equipment's awesome. I drove a newer truck before this. But yeah, company driving is great, but I like challenges. And this was a challenge. And well, for one, it's the machine. I guess to zero in, I like the diesel machines. I like these Class 8 vehicles, heavy duty trucks, and I wanted a machine of my own. Simple as that. That's why I didn't like being a company driver, because yeah, you get to look see my horror merch shirt from 1982, John Carpenter's The Thing. You can see that artwork in there. See that, some scenes from the movie going on. But back, yeah, just I had to digress on that. But like I was saying, I wanted a machine. Yeah, guys, you can see I'm not I'm dressed for comfort out here. Some of you guys might knock it, but it's summertime. No, we don't need to go down again. Yeah, I'm wearing sandals because I'm trying to be relaxed. And yeah, I didn't used to wear, I'm wearing some sweatpants right now because it's hot. It's Cabover life. It's summertime. It's hot as shit. I'm just trying to be comfortable. This fucking job sucks. We got weird hours, long hours, a lot of work. The work's long. I'm just dressed for comfort, man. I'm not winning. I'm not trying to win any modeling awards right now. And yeah, it's been a rough summer. So whatever. Anyways, but to get back to things, I mean, there's no really simple answer to what you said. Company driving is great, but I wanted my own machine, and I thought I was ready for the responsibility. Well, and like I already talked about earlier, I like cabovers.
So before this cabover, let me ask you, what did you drive? Because you said you've been driving for about 8 years, right?
Over a decade.
Okay, over a decade.
Yeah, I learned on like a 10-speed Pro Star International. Learned to float on that. So yeah, driving a stick. Believe it or not, some guys these days don't know how to drive a stick. It actually took me months to learn how to fucking float this thing. Yeah, this old Mack transmission. Fuck, I don't know if it's maybe on its way out or whatever. I'm milking it, but maybe it's the gearing on all the gears in that fucking big old Mack tranny.
So you were coming from, you know, what we're all driving out here. The cabover guys, they might call them curb sniffers, right? But so you were coming from a comfy curb sniffer Pro Star, and so let me ask you this: when you first jumped in this thing, do you remember what you were, you know, what was it like?
Yeah, well, I grew up in thrift stores, you know, Goodwill, Value Village, collecting video cassettes, cassette tapes, old analog equipment. I liked old 80s stuff. I was born in 87, I'm 36. And I always liked shit from decades past. Also, so I guess what we're getting at is, this is a weird transitional period this is a weird era we're in, where there's this old equipment, people say, you know, mechanical engines, and the people that used to drive these mechanical engines, they're retiring. There aren't as many around. And when I learned that I wanted to drive buy my own truck, I was like, am I gonna get something newer, learn the whole ECM or whatever, the computers, learn all that fucking, learn about all the sensors and the deaf shit. Oh, pardon my French, I swore again. Or am I gonna go back and try and learn about the older mechanical machines, the older stuff, while there's still people that can share their knowledge with me. And I've met some guys that have shared and helped me get through this but yeah, I decided to go back, just like my older days with video cassettes and collecting older stuff, and get into this and learn about it while I still can. And hopefully I'll be a resource for other people that want to learn about older stuff, because it's true, the older equipment, this thing's a fucking tank, and it hasn't left me stranded. I've been able to milk things, issues, this or that, and get to places I need to be to fix things. So I'm just saying that I don't have some computer going bonkers, leaving me stranded on the side of the road with period, or some weird new computer glitch shit like that. So yeah, but when I got into it, it felt natural. Like there's a thrill to driving something this unique, the old all mechanical. It's a trip. It's awesome. I wish more people were doing it. And there's all sorts of people that say, oh, the good old days. I love cabovers, this or that. And they're all driving a brand new Volvo. Bunch of hypocrites. Not to be critical or mean or anything, to each their own, but I'm just saying, this was a version of the dream. I got all sorts of this. I got into driving because I was good at it. Not to brag or anything, I'm not great, but I mean, I can hang with the of the crew out there. And I like the challenge. I like to challenge myself. Anyways, I like all the challenges with truck driving. Whatever. It's not about me though. We're talking about the truck. So,
what are your future plans for this truck? How long do you think you're going to hold on to it for?
Forever. This thing, I'm loyal, so and dedicated. So I'm gonna have this thing with 576,000 miles. I'm gonna just keep trying to fix it up, because what you're seeing, I didn't really get into it earlier, but what you're seeing is this truck sat for 8 years in Illinois, outside. I mean, it's rough out there, up in northern Illinois too, so it was colder. I mean, it's so cold everywhere up there. But so what you're seeing is a guy that got a truck road ready. I had a shop help me with it because I was over in Seattle at the time, and I had some money saved up. I got it road ready, basically. The importance, practical stuff. Fifth wheel. I mean, that was a big thing. I had to have that rebuilt. I mean, that was a big deal. Everyone wants a new. No one wants a shitty fifth wheel. You know what I mean? I looked at a lot of stuff was still good on it. It was ready to work. So yeah, what you're seeing is I got this truck road ready. I mentioned a little bit earlier, and then I've been breaking it in slow and easy. There's been all sorts of issues that I do a lot of short trips too. 200 mile, 100 mile, fucking shorter than that if I can help it, wherever the money is. So yeah, I mean, you're seeing a truck that was just fucking basically saved, and it's working, and I'm working, and it's not a show queen, unfortunately. I mean, but maybe one day it will be a show queen, and I want to have a bunch of stuff strapped onto it, and it'll be in better shape. Can't wait to have the time to sand some stuff down and put primer on all this underneath.
What are these steps right here? Or something?
I'll be honest, I gotta talk to my buddies. Well, they're kind of cup holders. I see guys putting hot dogs on here and shit, chilling out, having like their lunch. You know, it's a beer holder kind of. Like I don't really. I think they're supposed to be steps, maybe for when you check the add coolant. But I don't know. I really don't even know.
For cleaning the windshield.
I wish they were road lamps, because I'd love to have some fucking like.
Tough.
I'd love to have. I'm a big road lamp guy, like the fucking fog lights. I would have loved to have those like down here, but it wasn't. You don't want to talk headlights for a sec, dude? You know how headlights what? I don't know. Some people talk shit about General Electric. I think one of these is Wagner too. But people, headlights are only supposed to have like 800 hours, right? I don't know about yours, but these are universal for like the old 80s Chevy, like square body Chevy or whatever. I got these from AutoZone, actually. I got spares because I keep waiting for them, knock on wood. But headlights are supposed to be, these are the high beams right here with the water. I need to the water's a whole different thing. I just haven't bothered with it. But so there's headlights are supposed to have like 800 hours. But these fuckers, I got over like 2,000. I'm at like, I don't know, I'm at 2,000 hours right now. So I have a technique, I think. I don't know. I just don't know why my headlights are lasting so long. Knock on wood, I'm probably going to shoot myself.
We're back at the curb sniffer Freightliner Century. So
yeah, we're back here. We did some epoxy painting on the back here, sanded down, did some sanded down to the metal, and did some nice cosmetic work. But what we're gonna talk about is, while we wrap up the whole thing, when you get a truck that's old and it's not in the best of shape, a fixer-upper or whatever, and you don't have a lot of money, and you're working, running your own DOT number that you just started, your own authority, you're paying your fuel taxes, you're paying your income taxes, your fucking carrier registration, getting your new entry audits. I mean, you got the FMCSA giving you your audits. You got all these responsibilities. So any of you guys want to talk shit about, you know, how my truck's not a show queen, that old Maxine, you know, it's hard. That truck sat for 8 years. I got it road ready, and I've been working it. So we're just saying that anyone wants to be critical, talk a bunch of shit. You know, I'm also out here. I picked the truck up in the east. I'm from Seattle, and I've been working in the east. So I'm 3,000 miles from home, out here breaking this truck in, fixing it up, making money enough to day to day. So I mean, it's difficult to do that. Yeah. So anyone wants to be critical should keep that in mind. That when you're out here trucking, even Eric here, we're in his own authority. I mean, we're not leased to anyone. It's all us. And you know, we don't have a lot of connections or a lot of money to dip into. So I mean, I know some of you guys are maybe more privileged or better off, and you're able to talk shit on how, like, we don't have enough pride in our equipment. Well, it takes a lot of money to make your equipment look super proud or whatever. And honestly, doing the work, like the job, hauling freight, takes up a lot of time. It's time consuming and exhausting. So we don't have a lot of free time. Simple as that. And we don't make a lot of money to have a lot of free time. But we're earning, not a lot, but we're doing it. And we're our own bosses, being responsible. I'm just saying that any of you critics out there want to talk shit should keep that in mind, those factors. Because even for Eric here, in his channel interviewer, or me and my Cabover, you know, our situations are unique. So it's just, shit ain't easy.